Okay, this is kind of annoying. And this is way too strong, Jesus Christ. So, restream. Wait, I should do it on my other browser. Can't see. You never know. B. Okay. Wait, well, I can hear myself. Let's go. HTTPS. E. Football. Actually, I think this is a correct one. Is it? Oh, no, it isn't. Okay. I am streaming right now. Let's go. We are going to be talking about weeb shit. Actually, what the hell is going on right here? Yeah. Whatever. To me, piracy is not an issue because you kill one site and 10 more come back. Now, whoops. How am I gonna bring up my chat? Nope, not this one. Where is it? I need to be better prepared for this shit. About chat, link. Oh, God damn it. You see this? No, you can't. Great. Switch accounts, and I've got a fuck ton of accounts, by the way. This should be it, actually. It'll take a while until I set everything up. I think should be chat. And now for kick. Do I have this shit working right here? See, this would be a lot easier if I had multiple monitors, but I don't, so... I could also have a separate device for doing this shit. Then again, if one might argue, you don't have enough people to warrant streaming on 2 platforms. I don't know. I think people should have the option to see a stream from whatever the fuck they'd like. So stop swearing, because it's not good for you. And my stream on let's see, can I pop this out? Can I pop this out? Great. Great. Well. Yes. This should be the streaming account even here. This should be the one. Is it? Oh, fuck. What is it? Let's see. Your channel. Should show I'm live, right? Yeah. Okay then. I'm logged in the correct accounts and shit. Okay. Now, let's talk about some manga shit. Get them. The things I've actually been reading. Not everything I have on my phone is actually something I care about. Some of them I speed read. I mean, there's the obvious ones like we do it with VML. You know, I haven't watched the anime, but back when I read the manga a few years ago, I think I found it boring. I did not really care for it. I didn't know all that stuff about the mangaka being some kind of weirdo working for the UN or anyway, regardless. If you like it, you like it. I have no opinion on it other than I found it boring. I have not checked out a lot of anime in this season. Actually, are there better websites for checking out seasonal anime? Seasonal. Uh-huh. Oh, they're still continuing. Oh, nice. Good for them. It starts off pretty strong with Vistoria, but I remember it actually changing a lot in the second half. It's one of those where they introduce, I think, kind of unnecessary drama, but sure. It's by the way, it's the same person who made what's the one with is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon? This one, Danmachi. I think it's the same person. Okay. You know, there's so many manga that is actually very... there's a lot of manga that whose chapters come out really slowly or are basically dead, but they don't want to admit that they're dead. One of them is This one. I really like XXX Holic. I don't know if you're supposed to call it like that or just Holic, but sure. I'm kind of munching on something. Sorry about that. But I really like Holic. It's almost scary. And not really scary, but specific things about it are scary if you think about them. It's a nice slow read. Speaking of manga, I've been actually been reading recently. It's this one. Recently, not recently. Rebuild World. Not the light novel, the manga. I really like this one. I think it's gonna be extremely popular once it becomes an anime. And I think it will. Is there an anime in the works actually? No. Upcoming anime. Yeah, nice. We know nothing about it. Okay. It's like it's basically after the end of the peak of civilization, human civilization, and you've got these people hunting down these old relics. One of them is guided by effectively an AI, and that AI is obviously a tall, sexy woman, because of course it is, and that is awesome. I really like it. I should change the title. What is the release stream? How do I change the new tab? Oh god, which account did I use for Restream? Oh, I need to check. Fuck. Okay, that's it. Account access expired. Really? Hello, Mr. B. Hello there. By the way, you can also use YouTube. Can I? Why do I need to reconnect it? I should not need to do that. Is it gonna drop the stream on Kick? Okay. Okay, chat. Hello. I'm gonna send it to both. Yeah, I sent it to both. Okay. I can use the restream chat, I think. Hello. I know you're Greek, man. I can tell from your name. By the way, where exactly are you from? Which part of Greece? Because I kind of assumed you're like from East. Hope you can actually get what? Okay. This one is actually getting a bit too strong. Come on. Kavala. Oh, that's where my university is actually. I should raise my KBPS. You want to be mod? Huh? Want to be moderator? You want to be a silly little moderator? You're gonna do it for free, obviously. Stream chats. Fuck. I closed the thing, but no, I shouldn't have. I really shouldn't have. Recently closed tabs. This one. You are gonna be a moderator. Yeah. Can manage block. You're gonna be a standard moderator. Yay. You're like my top fan. You're my #1 guy. I believe in you. Anyone else interested about this? Saying no, I think it is. Yeah. Do you watch any manga? By the way, why am I doing this? You're Greek, I'm Greek. Από manga τι διαβάζεις? Manga, anime, bra, τίποτα? What do we have? Oral trigger. Oral trigger. Bro. I guess people aren't interested. If they're not too interested, that's okay. Oh. This is another banger by the studio that makes Fate, obviously. If you haven't watched this, Fate, Strange Fake. Then again, I do recommend watching for the original, the Fate anime based on the original game first, to get an idea of how it's supposed, what the base setup is, and then you can watch Strange Fake, which is also amazing. There's also a lot of other anime in there that are very good. What is that? Is this... What the heck is that? Wait. Do we have a close? Oh, okay. Mecha. Okay. Something to keep in mind. To mind. Oh, speaking of mecha anime, there's also this. I don't know if they have announced anime. I don't think they have. It's a cool one. Ah, bummer. Let's go. Να πω την αλήθεια, έχεις καλύτερο taste από τον περισσότερο κόσμο που βλέπει άνιμε για οτιδήποτε λόγο ή διαβάσει μάγκα. Μόνο που είδες αυτά. Hero Organization. It's actually a fun one because... Oh, do I want to spoil the first chapter? It's actually quite good. It's actually quite good. But it is a revenge story, effectively. A very nice revenge story. Very well drawn, too. What else do we have? Ascendance of a Bookworm is continuing. Oh yeah, people complained about the AI backgrounds, and no one. If someone brought that up in the past before AI, no one would have noticed. I think no one would have noticed. If you were to take those images, take them back to 2019, no one would know. No one would have any idea. It would just be art that has a few flaws, but it doesn't really matter because it's background art. So, yeah. Like. Oh, there's also this one I watched today. Playing death games to put food on the table. Of course, I know that Shiboyuki is an interesting one. This one has some. The person who decided to animate this wanted to make movies. And it's very well animated, like a movie. He wanted to make very high quality movies, actually, not just shitty movies. I do recommend watching this one, if only the first episode, which is like 40 minutes long or something like that, the length of a movie. Yep. Needy girl, overdose. Why? How does this show still continue? I don't know. I don't know why it does it. Is it? Again, how the hell is it on the top? Oh, there's like manga from currently airing anime. Neat. By the way, the creator of this one is the Arakawa is the creator of Full Metal Alchemist. So, yep. Took a bit of a pause on watching anime and shit. So, you know what I was actually watching? Search ένα YouTuber που λέγεται Animatory. No, I don't. I don't watch anime. I don't. It's Animatory. Oh, I guess I could watch a video once in a while. Eh. Someone likes trash. I think someone likes trash. Whatever. Everyone is entitled to their opinion, even if there are bad opinions, I think. I wish I actually had a secondary screen right now. Help a lot. Bring out my laptop. Let's see what people are talking about on Twitter. Wayland broke. Orenzi uses Linux. What? Why am I asking Francis? What? What? Hold on, I gotta send this to Brody. By the way, this account super not safe for work. It's there's a few accounts which are like, oh my god, it's not good material. If you know, you know. So fuck. Oh god. Finally, the character creator for my RPG is done. Oh, let's check this out. I was gonna say it's like one of those classic Western RPGs. Really classic. Isn't CRPG one of the top-down ones? Like Fallout, CRPG. I think the term is for games like Fallout. Fallout 1 and 2. Or is it just, yeah. No, just computer RPG. Okay. Sure, like wizardry. redo again. And let's help him. I don't know the guy, but sure. Now keep this out here because I don't know if the restream site ever works properly. Keep that shit here. Oops. Right here. What are the things we have in terms of anime? Let's see. Oh yeah, there's you know, you can always find a new site. That's the thing about piracy. You will always find a new site. Someone will always set it up. Other than that, you could just pirate with torrents, but those are a bit annoying. There's also another tool which I'm not gonna talk about, but anime is all about survived, and anime interest was created and survived due to piracy. No one is gonna pay for Crunchyroll because Crunchyroll is shit. Crunchyroll is absolute shit. Oh, workspace items. Okay, sure, why not? I mean, it's better. It's better to not be flat. Because see, what's the old Gmail logo history? No, I want the app icon. Can I not just have the app icon? You know, it was never really that good an icon, but I prefer non-flat icons in general. I think Samsung mail icon, not this one. Yeah, but something like that, see? Samsung used to have very nice icons. I don't know why they made everything flat. I'm not talking about the ones in the bottom, but like the ones in the top. Like a lot better. Oh, this one. Um, yeah, but it's also like a problem. Yeah, this is a problem caused by DRM on the game side. There's a few games on Steam that actually don't. Yeah, always, always. There's bleed, some of that. Yep. For example, I know that this game has no viruses. If you download this game and completely remove it from Steam, and then remove Steam itself, you can still play this game. It's actually an optional component. I don't remember what exactly it's called, but Steam DRM is an optional component provided by Steamworks, and it's not necessary at all. In addition to that, it's not really that bad of a DRM. It's very easily bypassable. The only really annoying DRM is Denuvo right now because that's the one that has the most money behind it. And there's also the anti-cheat software because obviously companies care about what you're doing while you're playing their live service game. They don't want you to destroy the economy they have set up because that destroys the experience of every player. It's very cheap for the Russian ruble. How is it cheaper? Are these automatically adjusted? No, they're not. Neat. Oh. Oh yeah. You do look artistic together. Oh, what else? What else do we have? Oh yeah, the Steam controller. This one. $99. I don't know if the price will be properly adjusted for euros because uh, the euro is currently slightly more powerful than the dollar. But then again, we do have the stupid VAT, which makes things way more expensive than they should be. Really expensive. And I don't like that. I don't like that at all. But this is a very good controller, and it doesn't make sense to me to complain about the price considering what it's offering. I think you can just buy another controller if you don't have enough money for this one. There's a lot of controllers, and I don't want them to compromise on products. Yeah. I don't want them to compromise. I can imagine these being used for RTS games, MMOs, yeah, too, and other online services. The pack is good, obviously. Oh, the auto charging is also kind of a good idea in general, but yeah. Gyro, have you ever used? Isn't Zelda gyro aim? Yeah, this one relies on gyro aim, and it improves bow combat a lot. Otherwise, it's kind of mid. I'm not gonna lie. You really cannot aim with a controller unless you have something like gyro. It's grip enabled. Okay, grip sense. High definition rumble, whatever. TMR. All controllers must. I think they need to use Hall effect or TMR. I think TMR is something like Hall effect, something like that. So they don't rake. I think we should all move towards products that are both repairable and last a long time. Both. Speaking of good products, this one. Hey. I'm not gonna buy one, obviously. I don't need a laptop. I would recommend the high XE core version because sometimes you want to run something like Minecraft on it. Non-regrown Linux. I would recommend Linux. Official partners, Ubuntu, Fedora. Always use Fedora. That's the best distro. That's the correct distro. The other stuff is like, sure, but I want specialized Fedora or I want slightly more pain. I'm not talking about Linux Mint. Linux Mint has been taking a few interesting approaches to how they're gonna handle their releases from now on. They want to be even slower, as they said, which I don't really understand. I don't really get why you would ship a very old packages at this point. It's stupid. There are people have gotten this false idea of stability that came from Debian, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Most people, what their computer requires is relatively quick updates to the software they use. Unless, and this is a very special case, they're actually doing highly important work on their workspace and they really do not want updates to the detriment of their desktop experience. But the people who do that are like video editors in Hollywood or people who can't go around updating every single computer in their office. That's when you use something like Alma Linux or Rocky Linux. Use a dark web, sure. What does that have to do with anything? Oh, Tor? Is Tor installed? I think Tor is installed. Yeah, Tor is installed. Do I need to update it? Oh god. Is it auto updating? I don't know. I don't even have any websites to go on. Any useful ones. Nothing going on here. Snowball Earth. What the heck is that? Jiangyi. Tang Dynasty. Ooh. Is this like a wuxia or something? Or just a military manhua? We have war. I love the Chinese shit. MiHoYo has done a number of me, but I really like the Chinese shit. Bah. Do we have anything fun going on Twitter right now? Actually fun. Do have Linux news, I guess. Most of this stuff is rather boring. Oh, wow. Let's find this. What is it? An update soon. What is it? Chermiska. What is it? Oh yeah. Getting rid of the logout button was the weirdest known for 50 division. Getting rid of the logout button was the weirdest known 50 change for me. Every major desktop has one, even then, even if there's only a single user created. What the heck was this change? I found that shit in the GNOME forums. Have they logged this out? Oh, that's a pedophile. What? Oh, that's a sex abuser. Die animal his fetish. Όχι πολλά. 2026, Αν σου λέγω ότι μόνο διάβαζα μάγκα. Μόνο μάγκα. What? Yeah, that's a guilty convict, sexual bad juvenile victim under 12. Yeah, I think it was his sister or something like that. Holy shit. He's still here? The fuck? What? Oh god. Why? I should change the stream title. What the heck am I doing? History. Talking about tag and we. streaming tech, weeb shit, and maybe games. Technically, I also have a Twitch account, but it doesn't really. I can't stream to three channels at once unless I pay. And yeah, it's like, not really. Not yet, not yet. I want to actually make something out of streaming because I hate my job, to be honest. And social media too, because die anime joder, efectos. Seen this, just this. And it's good. The anime, I've seen this. It's a very good anime. I think it actually ended. Yeah. A very nice production. Ah. There should be more be represented. Because I've seen a few things. I don't know if you're old enough to talk about that stuff. Are you? I don't know if you're an adult. But there's a few interesting things that I've read. But sure. Sure. Okay. Sure, buddy. You're 17, yeah. 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 Sure. Why is GNOME like that? Why is GNOME? I should collect like topics and talk about stuff on stream, but then then I'll have nothing else to talk about the rest of the day. I can. Ah. What else do we have? Do we even have nice topics for today? No. Oh. I should be more prepared for things like this, but no. Oh yeah. This shit. See, I don't mind nationalism, But I've seen a lot of stupid nationalism that is built on, I don't know, pain. You did that shit to me hundreds of years ago, and now I'm so mad. And it's on both sides. And yeah, one side did commit genocides and is still actively committing a lot of issues right now, creating a lot of issues right now in the Middle East. But sure, I feel like a lot of the discussion is like immature because, and I really want to thank the auto translation on that. It has actually bridged the discussion a little bit between Greeks and Turks because, uh, well, it's not like everyone from every side is a monster. Like, Greeks are not monsters to Turks. The average Turk cares a lot more about his corrupt elections and his corrupt government than whatever the Greeks are doing. And I'm actually very glad we got the auto translation. That I think the auto translation has been a major W. But at the same time, people now are more aggressive than ever. And yeah, I'm not sure what's gonna happen. But και αν μυθόλο από κάθε βασιλιάς της Ελλάδας. I have no Gundam. Gundam. Yeah. Or Legend of the Galactic Heroes. See? They would watch this shit. Yep. That's the type of shit that they would watch. We have. Yep. Guess no one is interested in the streams. Okay. What? Any other interesting news on Phoronix? New defaults GUI package manager. Okay. Okay. Phoronix. CashOS is now making an app, Shelly, as its default GUI package manager in place of Octopi. Shelly is a modern reimagination of the Arch package manager. What the heck is Shelly? Oh, it's not in the picture. Okay. Do we have any picture here? Shelly, no. Maybe in the Reddit thing. CashOS. Shelly. What the heck is... okay. Guess. Okay. I have no opinion on it. I think package managers for Arch are always gonna be broken. Because that's just how Pac-Man works. It doesn't really play well in package management. It doesn't play well into a lot of things like kernel management, and that really scares me when I see people talking about using CashOS as their first distribution because it doesn't version its kernels. unless they decide to also automatically ship the LTS kernel package. That would be great, I think. Or they could even start versioning their own kernels, unlike Arch, and I think that would be also a good idea. New Linux kernel AI bot. Oh, that's interesting news. Oh, Greg Calhartman is doing it. Nice. So we do actually use AI on the Linux kernel. Nice. So need to share this in. Yeah. Let's also tag framework Peter and photonics. Yeah. Hell yeah, this is nice. This is cool stuff. You know, about AI, I've actually been using a lot of AI at work. Haha, that's all. I mean, how come? What did CashOS do? I'm not saying it's a bad distro. No, I'm not. There's tons of bad distros, but how did it manage to work, but others did not? That's what I want to know. Oh, and hello there, Flavia. Can I? By the way, if anyone here wants to be a mod, just ask. I'll make you a mod. I don't mind. I first tried Fedora, but it didn't get a NVIDIA drives. Oh yeah. See, Fedora is weird because you need to go all the way to RPM Fusion. And listen, I really like Fedora. They do this stupid shit for legal reasons. They have this extra repository right here. It's called RPM Fusion. This is, I believe, set up in France. I'm not exactly sure where. But yeah, you need to enable RPM Fusion and then follow the guide for NVIDIA, which is the how to section. What is it? NVIDIA. It's kind of a pain in the ass. I get it. If you don't have NVIDIA though, it's probably one of the best distros you're gonna use because it's very well versioned and you get new packages. Relatively new packages. Now, CashOS has the benefit of being based on Arch and also having access to the AUR. But yeah, I think most people like the polish of Fedora, and in addition to that, the way the project functions. I use AI for homework, but I'm officially old school. I use no AI for homework, I'm officially old school. I rather use Wikipedia. Well, yeah. Let's go. Wikipedia cheating. You know what's funny when I think about it? When I was a kid, I was extremely lazy when it came to doing my homework assignments. Extremely lazy. Now that I've grown up, I've noticed that when writing for fun, because I do write a bit for fun, I do come up with a few law scenarios. I'm going to put my textbook right here. It's getting kind of cold in the room right now. I'm gonna get a blanket. When writing, I do kind of. I'm not good at writing. I was never that good at writing. So I picked up a textbook and I started writing every day. When I got to any coffee place, I also have a pen with me. It's a nice Sasuke Uchiha pen that I found. Well, friends gave it to me for my birthday because I've got amazing friends, I guess. And I keep writing shit. I'm not that good at writing. But if you write a page a day, you eventually create your own universe, Tolkien style. I was reading a bit of Tolkien. I got the book on my phone. I bought it off of Amazon. And I started reading, right? Oh, this stream is about whatever. Anime, I'm just talking about stuff. Anime, tech, whatever kind of topics I find interesting because we're not a lot of people right now. I don't really. It's a spur of the moment stream. And I started writing, right? I wanted to be better at expressing myself. And it's a nice practice. I think you should do it too. I think you should take a textbook and just write down whatever the heck is you think about in that moment. Just whether it is philosophy or some fantastical land that doesn't exist or will never exist, because then it can become a. If you write a page a day, you eventually have a universe in your textbook that you can pull ideas from and then create your own fantasy in a book or a D&D setting if you play any D&D, which is very fun, and you should play a bit of D&D with a few good friends. Yeah. You still need Windows for school. I'm lucky, I finished school. I don't need Windows at all anymore. And once in a while, I have got this laptop, right? I install Windows on it. And I just try out a few things. A few things piss me off, a few things are fine. But really, I don't see any value in using Windows, at least for me anymore, besides the good software that we're missing on Linux. One of the prime good software out there is Clip Studio Paint. I've got a license, by the way, for this. I really like Clip Studio Paint. It has a lot of cool features, but I can barely use it because it's not available on Linux. It doesn't work well via Wine either. By the way, they could also stand from improving their net services. They haven't, but sure. There's a lot of cool artists right here. Your favorite features is 3D mode. honestly, the 3D models are very cool, and yeah. It's kind of a pain to do on Krita. This is a kind of a pain to do. They added on Krita. They added a few comic line features that help a lot. What is this comic, by the way? It looks cool. Do animation studios actually use Clip Studio or something else? I know there's a lot of open source software in Japan that they use for animation. Like OpenToonZ. I believe Studio Ghibli actually makes this piece of software. Or something like that. Also, Duango Kojepi. Okay. Who are these guys? I don't know who they are. But I think an animation studio actually helps develop this thing or something like that. It's... Oh, it's a tool. The tool is used by Studio Ghibli. Yeah, Twitter's bad. Not exactly. I'm just writing stuff on a textbook, and there's no internet link or anything like that. I'm just writing stuff. It's various ideas. Like, I go to a cafe and just write about a country that I just come up in. That just comes up on the spot. Its history, something like that. What energy source it uses. I might write a magic system that's something like that. It's stupid ideas. It's not really anything impressive. Huh, nice. You know, they need to actually abandon these. X8, X11 has these. Actually, I don't know if it's X11 or just the side effect of X386 and Xorg. They've got these drivers, and they need to get rid of these and replace them with what we do on Wayland right now, which is the DRM driver solutions. And I don't know how it exactly works, but it needs to be replaced. If it doesn't, there's going to be a lot of problems for them in the future. The more they remove their legacy codebase and they move towards what we do in Wayland in terms of drivers, this really should not affect desktop usage for any X11 users. The more stability they will have, the less code they will have to maintain. Good. Do we have any news on the Neo? No Neo. Progress report. Linux 7.0. What, mate? Anything do you have until... Okay, no. No. Let's see. A18. No news about that. No news about the Neo. Oh shit. I like the Neo. Only software I can't I think I can't get it on for Linux is the Elgato Wave software. Man, that kind of software is like weird. It's a sad situation, honestly. There's a bit of software you can use for filters. I think that's like, what's the piece of software required for filters? By the way, I'm learning Russian, and I asked my mom the best way to learn the language she told me is to write stuff every day, be it numbers, colors, anything, etc. Most writing I've done in years now. Yes. School wants to use Office 365, then you use Office 365. That's just the reality of the situation, okay? Can't do much about that. Is the stream stuck? Is the stream stuck on the chat? Oh god, why is it stuck? The stream video stuck on the chat. Oh god. What am I gonna do now? Restream, come on now. Do I restart the stream? I guess I could restart the stream. Bruh. So it's just kick. Oh my god. What a disaster. Ah, finally. Okay. It goes on stuck. Okay. Okay. We fix it. We fix it. And what were we talking about? Okay. You got the mic to see effect software. Linux effect software. What is it? Pipe wire. Equalizers. Yeah, I think it's actually called Easy Effects. Yeah. Hey, listen, you might want to try this. Easy Effects. It's also available as a flat pack. You can try it. I don't really do a lot of VQ, as you can imagine, because I barely care. I can't figure out that stuff yet, and my microphone is crap. But here it is. You can use this one. I'm planning to continue an older game prototype I made into a real game. I need a vector image editor. That is good for tile grids and export and PNG. I don't know any. You could maybe use Krita. Have you tried Krita? It's not really designed to be a vector editor. I get disconnected from YouTube chat all the time. Why? I just use the OBS built-in noise suppression. I hope it works well. It should work well. Is there any other? I think I talked about the vector art application in the past. Applications, Linux. Not Inkscape, not that. Yeah, Most of it is honestly kind of crap. We are really lacking in the high quality software space, to be honest. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what the state of the open source drivers are. There's barely any news. I think Vaxry actually posted about the fact that. Dude, please don't tell me there's porn in his face again. Yeah. Lua for hybrid configs. This is actually good news. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. I don't know who that person is, but sure. Good. How much is... What the fuck is that? Is this a Polish krona? Polish krona. Zloty. A Polish zloty. Nice. Nice. The Swedes use the krona. The Polish use the zloty. Oh. Oh, sorry about that. Sorry about that. I said I used the NVIDIA Studio for those no suppression before, but I guess the message didn't send since I keep getting disconnected. It's a weird issue. Why do you keep getting disconnected? You shouldn't be getting disconnected. Is this because I'm using top chat and not live chat? No. It's a weird issue. Weird. By the way, does any one of you want to be a moderator here? There's barely anyone posting, so... I could make you bots. Hey. How do I make you a mod? How do I... Hard use, sure. How do we make you guys mods? Mod. It's command, mod. You guys want to be mods? Fumo. Indeed, Fumo. There you go, you're now mods. You're now moderators, you're doing it for free. I'm handing out mod like crazy. I'm starting to breathe. Yeah. I don't have a lot to talk about. Could be that. Could be that. Well, Flavia, that's your punishment for posting this. You're now a moderator. Do whatever you want with this power. You know, it's silly. I don't really. We barely have any people here, so it's fine. By the way, don't I usually restream multi-chat, so don't worry about. Bzz, 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 bzz. Oy vey, my fellow moderator. Oy vey. I don't have any alert. Oh, what's this? Overlay planes. Intel graphics. This actually benefits me because I use Intel graphics. I don't know what overlay planes are though. I guess you can duplicate these, sure. Okay. I didn't know you can't do that. I assumed you can. Oh, neat, I guess. That's a nice animation. Someone probably really worked hard on it. Yes. Oh, this is also good. Yeah, sure. There's a lot of features with blur when it comes to fractional scaling. Okay, start page searching. I actually have this stuff turned off a lot of the time. Neat, I guess. What's the Intel stuff though? I don't know what the Intel stuff is. Turned off and turned on the overlay planes feature on Intel GPUs, which should improve performance and save some energy when using cooperative games and apps. Okay, looks like I don't know what that is. I guess that should help me on this up. I haven't really had any lag or anything like that, so sure. Sure. Yes, Intel does in fact provide open source GPU drivers on Linux. I do also think they provide a closed source one. B580 Linux driver. I'm not sure if it's actually a closed source driver or if it's an upstream version of their Intel Arc driver. I don't know much about it. But yeah, the drivers for Linux are open source. It might also be... Oh, yeah. Documentation and instructions for installing, deploying, and updating Intel software. This might actually be used mostly for AI, this driver. But yes, the driver provided by Intel for B580 and the A series and all other Intel CPUs, except the really old ones, are open source. Yes, this is a test. The only company that does not provide open source drivers for GPU only on Linux is NVIDIA, and even that is slightly changing. Yeah, it's only NVIDIA being stupid, no one else. I don't have much to talk about. Shit. Anything interesting happening on Twitter? I guess. Oh, yeah. This stuff. It was gonna happen, that's the problem. It was gonna happen whether you liked it or not. The problem was when. Like, back in 2015, when I was thinking about this stuff for the first time, because that was when I first started using Linux, that's when I knew it was gonna happen eventually. Didn't expect it to happen now, but sure. But we need to... I don't want people to get extremely hopelessly blackpilled, because I think the best solutions you're gonna get, and you're gonna need to research about those, are the ones that use zero knowledge proofs. Depends on the GPU, because I've heard that modern GPUs actually have it's actually a lot better with modern GPUs. If you have an older GPU like mine, it might not even work. I have a very old AMD GPU, so ROCm is not very easy to set up. I've heard that modern ones are just plug and play, like you just install Llama and everything works, because, yeah. I mean, I got a good performance on the NVIDIA open source driver on CashOS, same FPS on the Windows, if not better. That could be the kernel modules, which are really not... See, there's two kinds of drivers. There's the kernel side of the driver. GPU drivers. Architecture Linux. Is that a graph or something like that? Ideally a modern one. See, there's two sides to a driver. There's obviously the part right here. This is the Linux kernel side. This part has been partially open sourced via the open source kernel modules NVIDIA project, which is an NVIDIA open source project. They actually released the kernel modules, and that's great. That actually benefits us a lot. However, a lot of the important work also happens right here in the user space. This is the equivalent NVIDIA space. This is proprietary. This is where a lot of the performance comes from. This is the equivalent for Intel and AMD. If NVIDIA actually wanted to have a more open source, be more open source friendly, yes, they would provide the kernel modules, but they would also help develop this. This is the important part. By the way, this is not digital rights management. This is like display Linux DRM. Let's see. Direct rendering manager. This is an interface you could imagine. Yeah, that's the old NVIDIA open source driver. That's not a good driver. That exists, and yeah, it's only slightly better for newer GPUs, but even then, it's really not good. It's fine. It's fine. It's not your fault, really. It's the fault of NVIDIA. Opinion on Momusme. Also, back in 2015. Listen, I was on the internet with the PSP 2004 model back in 2006 or something like that. That's when I first got to internet, and back then I spent my times on the Woolulu forums. Because that's where you would find all the homebrew. Opinion on Momusme. I like the anime. I think the game is fun, but I'm not gonna continue playing it because I'm already playing Genshin Impact. I don't need another gacha game in my life. Gacha games. I do have custom B emotes. Yeah. Yep. Can I add these here too? Engage with the audience. No. Can I add custom reaction thingies? No, I can't. Okay then. What was I talking about? Yeah, this. Search for ZKPs because Google made a ZKP solution, an open source one. Because even Google realized that this is fucking stupid. You need to understand, when these companies know that they're gonna need to do this, and they also know that there's a lot of liability in storing your data. They actually don't want to do this. At least the competent companies do not actually want to store that data. This is why not all of your credit card data is stored when you add it on Google Wallet. Because you'll notice you'll add a credit card in your Google Wallet and then move on to a different phone. You need to re-add your credit card to your phone. It's still the credit card is connected to your account, make no mistake. You can make a few purchases, but you still need to connect your credit card again. Otherwise, you will not be able to use Google Wallet on your phone. Yeah. Longfollow ZK is an open source library by Google because they want to implement proper open source zero knowledge proof inside of their Google Wallet application. Doing it in even iOS, doing it in any other way is stupid. It needs to be ZKP. It needs to be open source. Yeah, it needs to be ZKP. It needs to be open source. Otherwise, you're just giving your data up to everyone. ZKP basically tells someone, listen, I'm not going to tell you who I am. I'm not going to tell you my name. I'm not even going to tell you my age. However, what I am going to give you is mathematically a mathematical challenge. Actually, who is it that gives a mathematical challenge? Is it you or is it the company? I think it's a company. However, you're gonna give me a mathematical challenge that I can solve and then prove that I'm 18 automatically. It's a cryptographic challenge. I don't remember the exact specifics of how it works, but yeah. Yeah, let's go. Paste. I have not checked this game out, so let's check it out. Boredom. Okay. Cole Allen. Atomic fighting game. Really? Ice Force games. You know, if you use better graphics for your game instead of this, I have not played this game. I'm not gonna pay for this game. However, if you used better graphics for this game, I think it would have been, it would have gotten at least slightly more popular. I don't know. And he wouldn't have turned to a retard. Absolutely. Absolutely, they don't. Both passwords and creation. Absolutely. They use, when you use Google Pay, you obviously use Google service as a middleman to buy things online. Actually, I don't even think you store all of your credit card data. I think you only store some of it, and then you also run a bit of an auth with the bank. Google runs a bit of an auth thing with the bank, and it all works like that. I don't know the exact details of it. But yeah. 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 You see, I'm pretty deep into Genshin Impact right now. I started playing that game back when it came out, I think. I was there in the Forge and Threads back when they were talking about it in the beta. What was the how you play? How you he was it how you forums? How you lab, yeah. I'm actually kind of an old player of the game. Mm-hmm. Da, 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 da. What is this? Where do you find your stuff? Travel diary. Yeah. No. No. Toolbox. I have no idea what this is. I barely use this website. Battle Chronicle, is this the one? I think this should be the one. I guess. Yeah. As you can imagine, I play a lot of weeb shit. Have I still not finished it? I should. I should. Yeah, I don't care about the current banner either, to be honest. Tommy tier list. Oh, it's way more than 40 gigabytes, I think, but you can download the game without all the voiceover files. Depends on what you want. I think on my PC it's like run media John secondary games. Oh yeah, 2H. Yeah, one that. Genshin Impact, 177 gigabytes. It's like sure. Let's look at this. It's a large game. It's a very large game. I'm on. Oh, sure. Okay. I've got 2 SSDs and an external hard drive I only use for backups. I also use Nextcloud, but I think I'm gonna cancel it because I barely use it. I think I barely use it. I use like 50 gigabytes out of 1 terabyte for $5 a month. By the way, if you want to self-host, that's nah. This here is a German company. We have the storage which is effectively Nextcloud. It's like $5 a month and you get a terabyte. It's a pretty good deal. Now this doesn't include tax, I think. It's up to like $5.30 a month. Pretty good deal. I recommend it. I use it all the time. It's good for small companies, small families. Technically, I also use my mom also uses it, but she doesn't know. That's because she complains about the lack of storage on Google Photos all the time, and I installed this on her phone. I think I'm just gonna archive everything and then remove the service, so because I'm not using a lot of it. That's a problem. I think there's also like where is it? Where is it? Console. No, I don't care about the... Should I sign up to the referral program? Let me help. Huh. I'm gonna need to read this, but sure. Maybe that could be interesting. Yeah. So for hosting shit like a Minecraft server. Listen, I definitely have a few banned books, but like it's we all like to oversell shit when we say it's banned because it's really not that bad. Oh, it's like here's a book on how to make guns, whatever. It's like not really even weird shit. It's you can look up videos on how they did that back in the day. You can find old books from back in the day when blacksmiths were making guns on the regular and learn how to make guns. It's whatever. Anything here? Ooh. What? Of course. Do we not have anything crazy to talk about now? There was that shooting in the US. Let's go. Sure. US shooting. I don't. It's whatever. It's like every few minutes, it's like a different shooting. Is this? Yeah. White House correspondents in a shooting. Suspect Cole Allen. Okay. Whatever. I'm gonna say it. I don't know if this is a false flag operation. It could be. People are saying it's a false flag operation, as always. I don't know. And it really does not matter because, in my opinion, after all the events, after this year, I think Trump has also failed as a leader. He continues letting these people go effectively, and this is the result. This is just the result. That's just wanna. People want a strong man that cares about internal issues and not a fucking war in the middle of nowhere. I'm sorry, but like, they should just let Israel and Iran fight that shit out. Fight that shit out. Otherwise, not send any money, because otherwise the situation is never gonna be resolved. They just need to fight that shit out. I don't even care about either side, to be honest. I definitely do not like the state of Israel. I definitely do not like the dictatorship of Iran. I don't think the Shia is a good king. He's never gonna be a good king. It's all a disaster, and yeah. There's a lot of history in both Iran and Israel. It's basically ancient history. That land is a slave to its own geography, and that's just what's gonna happen. Linux users defend their setups after Vilar frustration post. I don't know what this is. This is like barely used, not gonna lie. So it's whatever. But yeah, Trump is a failed leader. He has caused even more division. The nation does. I don't think that nation needs even more division right now. That, or it needs to actually enforce something properly and not deal with that bullshit democracy they have right now, where you try to do something and there's 11 levels of middle management from various states and shit. Washington should have taken that fucking crown. Uh, it's basically Hollywood at this point. Yeah. I don't know if it was a false flag, and it barely matters to me, to be honest. It's something I would expect to happen when you're this unpopular in a nation that's that violent. And by the way, there's a lot of violence in the US, even without the blacks. I can't get traded, okay, Kalan. Suit, fine. Uh, I don't know. I guess there's something, but I don't know. It's another shooting, and yeah. Uh, huh. Oh, that's impressive. That's actually impressive. I think my phone is actually more powerful than this device, so maybe I could also do something like that. I don't know. I have managed to run Skyrim. Skyrim. Yep. Yeah, that's because this device is very thin and very portable. Unfortunately, the Steam Deck isn't. I wish it was. It should be. Eventually in the future. I hope it is. Valve reportedly close to announcement. Yeah, another. Valve has not announced pricing for its new. Yeah, okay, yeah. I don't know what the price will be. I expect, and I don't like it, but I expect the Steam machine to be 1,000 USD or more. That's what I expect. 1,000 or more right now. If it's cheaper than that, I would be extremely impressed. I would even be extremely impressed with a flat 1,000. Schizo said, oh, what is this? Oh, this is cool. Nice. See, the problem with Thrices like this is that you can make the terminals look good, you can make a bunch of things look very cool. The moment you open up the browser, everything breaks. But this is very cool. This is extremely cool. This should be like, what's the application called? What is this? What? Huh. It's a cool menu, but I don't know what this menu is. The moment you open up the browser, everything breaks. This is very cool. What the heck?
Accuracy of a real mouse for opening. But you don't get anywhere near the speed and accuracy of a real mouse for opening a tab.
That's cool. What is that? Huh. Well, this looks kind of cool. Brave browser. I'm using Firefox only for streaming right now. FOMO for President 2028. True, very true. Party wish list. That's gonna go to my wish list, and eventually I'm gonna play it, I guess. No, I wish I was good at video games. I think my phone has the same chip as my. Yeah. So N-word on the YouTube chat. Okay, where is it? Yeah, you can't say the N-word here. I'm sorry, you can't. It's banned. I don't want to be banned. Need bees against yes. Former for President 2028. Yep. Don't say the N-word on the chat. Actually, let me mod you too. Yeah, everyone's gonna be mod. Everyone's gonna be mod. Great man. Yep. That's about it. Now, I don't have much else to talk about. And it's getting kind of late. It's like 10 p.m. here. How long have I been streaming? Like 2 hours, 5 minutes. Yeah. Now I think if I make it a standard hour, people will be more eager to come. What's the time people find good? Like every day or something like that? Every day at 8 to 10 p.m. might be good. Almost every day. Try to treat this shit as a job. Yes, and it's probably not a good idea. It's probably not a good idea. Good night, guys. Need to study for the useless university. By the way, what's your university degree in? I was in computer science. Okay, daily biofilms. Yeah, sure. I could probably do that. It would probably be very painful. But if I could get people, see, the problem is I need to get people to actually talk to me, because if I have no one to talk to, it gets kind of boring, as you can imagine. Like, even with you guys, it gets kind of, oh, a bachelor's degree in IT. Even with you guys, it gets kind of okay to talk to. Bachelor's degree in IT. Man, probably the worst time to get that kind of a degree, not gonna lie. Probably the worst time to get that degree. See if you can do a bit of engineering with that degree in your university or something like that. Do a bit of engineering or something like that. Because, yeah. Electronics, engineering is always going to be there. Engineering is always going to be there, I think. I don't want to say always, but it's most likely going to be always. Physics, maths, that shit is always going to be important. Way more important than raw software, because university software courses are always extremely old. And although teachers do not want to admit it, right now a lot of it is very automated. Oh yeah, speaking of, always do your own homebrew projects. No, wouldn't say that. Listen, a good math background is always useful, especially if you want to work in defense. If you want to work for defense contractors, a good maths background is always important, because right now they want to develop their own AI systems for warfare and shit like that. So you're gonna need maths for that. You're gonna need a lot of maths, and physics is also important if you want to work on hardware, electronics, shit like that. Yeah, it's an unfortunate side effect. You need to. Raw computer science right now is a no. Raw computer science. No, it's a no. You need to actually apply that right now. Like, if you can start making projects right now, physics-based projects, maths-based projects, shit like that. Oh, the challenge. Smallest AI that can fit in 16 KB or something like that. Tiny AI? That's just... Nope. There's like a challenge on GitHub. Something like that. There's a challenge on making your own neural network. That kind of... Having these kinds of projects in your tool belt are what's going to help you find a job. Because right now, finding a job is incredibly difficult, let me tell you. Even I, who hate my job and honestly want to quit, have a hard time going straight up to my boss, because I know if I tell him I want to quit and I quit, I'm going to have a real trouble finding a job. And I'm going to be in a better situation, in a better position than you, because I've actually have experience under my belt. I work 9 hours a day. It's like 4 to 5 hours below minimum wage. I'm in software, IT, just like you. IT. I do software development. We make plugins for a platform called Shopware. It's a Shopware. Not this Shopware. Not this Shopware. We make plugins for this e-commerce platform. It's PHP plus JavaScript. I also, it's genetic by design. I also make AI tools for the company. AI powered tools for the company. And we're also making our own AI plugin right now. We're developing it. Hopefully at some point we're going to release it. It's a small company, like 5 people. I work effectively 14 hours weekly and get paid below minimum wage. It's a pain in the ass. This field is not good right now. This job is shit right now. I could probably find a better job, but I'm also getting sick of this job. I don't know. This is part of the reason I actually want to pivot towards this social media stuff, do a lot of more of it, because if you can see right here, I am very close to reaching 500 verified followers and getting paid on Twitter. I can later use that money to kickstart my own projects, because I'm not getting paid well right now. Most of my money goes to taxes, because there's also this other scam here in Europe. There's also this other scam here in Europe where they don't actually want you as an employee, they want you as a freelancer. The reason they want you to work for them as a freelancer is because it's way easier for them to justify paying you below minimum wage, or it's way easier for them to throw you out. And being a freelancer is not necessarily bad, but it's also kind of a pain in the ass sometimes. Like, if you have your own clientele, obviously you're a freelancer, it's great. A lot of people have benefited from that. But right now it's used as a clutch, because the system in Europe right now is a disaster. The EU especially is a disaster, and they effectively want slaves. Companies want slaves right now. They want people they can pay cheaply. It's a mess. It's a mess. Taxes are too high, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And things are gonna get worse. They're gonna get worse. They're gonna get worse. And that's why I'm trying to dig myself up with everything I can do. I'm not that good. I'm just gonna say it right now. I'm not that good in software development. I was gonna get a lot better, but then we started pushing more towards AI, and the more I started using AI at work, the less I actually proved myself and failed myself. I got really good at dictating to the AI, and we got really good at producing. Yeah. We got really good at producing these plugins very quickly, but they are not good plugins. I'm not going to talk about the name of my company, but it is a German company, and you really won't be able to find it, because a lot of the companies making plugins for Shopware are based in Germany, because it's a German piece of software. Anyway. I actually checked the dual chat. You can't see it because OBS is set to only view the Firefox window, but I do have other windows open right now. Anyway, that's about it for now. Good night, everyone. Study, try to... I hope you can make it. It's very hard, but don't get blackpilled, okay? Good night.